Welcome back to Tactical Tuesday with Johnny Tiger on June 22nd, 2021. Our previous few episodes have been, if not quite like my usual stuff, they're a little bit more grappling oriented, dealing with what to do when you're down on your knee or down on your back, down on your side, stuff like that. So today, I want to talk a little bit about how to stop the headhunting when you are doing self-defense, when you're fighting. And instead, we attack the body part that is assaulting us, offending us at the time. Most of the time, when we are fighting, going for the head, when this is an inanimate target, going for the head is easy. It's right there, right? But if you do it to someone who's living, thinking, not wanting to get hit, even if it's an untrained individual. When you start headhunting, you'll suddenly realize getting that solid knockout punch in there is actually a lot harder than it looks. If it was easy, then boxers, MMA fighters, UFC fighters should be able to get it in there anytime they want. After all, those are the professionals. They're getting paid millions of dollars to learn how to do that knockout punch. But usually it takes many, many rounds. They have to wait for the other person to get sloppy or tired before that can happen. Why is that? Because headhunting is extremely difficult. We as human beings, we have a biological built-in that we avoid things coming at high speed at our head. Even for those of us who are blind, the moment we feel the wind, the shifting in the air, we are moving our head out of the way. We feel something coming at our face. We move our head out of the way. We might not be able to clear our head the whole time, the whole way, but for me, for example, for a totally blind guy like me, I can often deflect or let the punches graze me rather than getting a full impact. And even if I don't clear it completely. So if a totally blind guy can mess up someone's headshot like that, then someone who has eyesight get even better. Any kind of twitch motion in the air, they are moving their head, they are moving out of the way. So attacking the head sounds like a great idea. I even mentioned that before. They attack the head, shut down the computer, shut down the central computer that's operating the threat. It's a great idea, but you need to know when to do it, when not to do it, and it cannot be your only option, right? Sometimes when we are in a conflict, just blasting someone in the head, knocking them down, possibly killing them, because you don't know. You don't know. I'm not saying that I'm so badass that I kill someone with one punch, but I don't know if this person has a brain injury. I don't know if this person has a neck injury. I don't know what's going to happen to him if he hits the ground and hits his head. Right? Let me give you guys a very real uh, example of this. Right? Back in 2000, 2001, around 2001, I had a conflict with this guy who was also trying to pursue my girlfriend at the time. So I was with my girlfriend, and there was this other guy who was constantly trying to uh, butt into our relationship. Now, I'm sure most of you know that, understand, that's a no-no in any kind of situation. And when you put me into that situation, back then I was like 20 years old. I was a rather well-trained martial artist. I was a very seasoned brawler. I was full of piss and vinegar and testosterone. I would never have put up with something like that. So one day, I remember this. Me and a bunch of friends, we were at a restaurant with my girlfriend. We were at the restaurant, and this guy was there too. And again, like his usual self, he came over and tried to uh, get touchy-feely with my girlfriend. He probably thought that me being blind, I wouldn't have noticed it, right? But okay, here is something that's for you guys to think about. Maybe some of you who are sighted, who never met a blind person, you might have that kind of thought in your head. What if he can't see? How would he know? You, I would have to be some kind of an idiot or really dense if, let's say, I'm sitting here, my girlfriend's sitting here, so we are like sitting right next to each other. I would have been some kind of idiot if I didn't notice someone coming towards us from behind and try to put his arm around my girlfriend. My girlfriend was trying to do the nice thing. She was not trying to, was trying not to make a scene. So she was like moving, moving, trying to get him to stop doing it without alerting me to the fact of what was going on. But I could tell what was going on. First, I could smell the cologne or cigarette on this person. I could sense the body motion of my girlfriend. I could sense how uncomfortable she was. And I could sense the proximity of the person who was basically trying to put his arm around her from behind. Right? Like I said, I was 20 years old. I was full of piss and vinegar. I was sitting down. Immediately, I slammed my hand down on the table, got up, threw off my jacket, and stepped around the seat. I was this close to just letting the guy have it right there in the restaurant. When one of my best friends came over, took the guy by the arm, and say, "Hey, hey, hey, let's go, let's go talk outside." And he escorted the guy out of the restaurant, out of my immediate vengeance. Later, I asked my best friend. I said, "Why did you save him? Why did you save him? I thought you were on my side. I thought you were my buddy. Why did you save him? You should have just left it alone." My friend said, "I wasn't saving him. I was saving you." I said, "What do you mean? What do you mean? You were saving me? I wasn't going to I wasn't going to kill him. I was going to give him a fair chance, fair fight. He wanted my woman so badly. He needed to be able to fight for her." My friend said, "You don't understand. He just recently had a surgery, a brain surgery. He just recently had a brain surgery. Any kind of impact to his head could have killed him. I know how you fight. I know what you are capable of. If you hit him, you might have killed him, and you may end up in jail for a long time." That really stuck with me because I had no idea. At that moment, I was thinking of that guy as the guy who was trying to lay his hand on my girlfriend. I wasn't thinking of what if this guy had any kind of brain surgery or something so crazy like that. So my friend was right. If he didn't intervene, I probably, very possibly, would have killed the guy by accident. So this is my very long-winded way of saying headhunting not always a good idea. Right? You don't always want to kill the person. As I know sometimes it feels like you want to, but most conflict, excluding people coming to your house and try to kill you, I mean, in those cases, yeah, go for their head all you want. Uh, but in most situations, it's not that bad. Right? It's not worth it to kill somebody, no matter intentionally or by accident. Most of the time, all you need to do is remove that little bit of aggression from them, and things can go back to uh, going about as normal. For example, if you are on the road and you get into a road rage situation, and you both get out of your car, and the guy is bigger than you, and he's shoving you, he's hitting you, okay, that is bad. But do you really want to kill him? Probably not. This is one of those situations where you just need to be able to go away, get him to go away, right? You don't want to hit him in the head and risking killing him. You don't want to hit him, blast him in the throat, destroying his throat. You don't want to bust his internal organ by using your deadly martial art open hand hits in the torso, right? You probably don't even want to go for the family jewel and make him unable to reproduce for the rest of his life. It's a little misunderstanding that gets physical. There are ways to solve this, and today I'm going to show you one of the ways. It's what I was taught and what I teach a lot. This comes from the counterattack self-defense, now a defunct self-defense discipline that I was taught when I was in my 20s. Counterattack took a lot of its movement from karate, more specifically samurai karate, which was a school branch of karate out of Australia. In counterattack self-defense, we have a say that if you use your leg against us, we break your leg. You use your arm against us, we break your arm. Yeah? Whatever is used against us, we break it. And that is a very good thing to keep in mind. And it's directly tied into what we're going to talk about today, which is if someone tries to use their hand, their arm against us, rather than head hunting, rather than all that fancy, snazzy kidney shot, liver shot, break the hand, break the arm. Now, let me first preface this by saying most of what you know about wrist lock, arm lock, this kind of stuff don't usually work. Now, this sounds like I'm talking crap about other martial arts. My stuff works, their stuff don't work. But no, what I'm pointing out is the fact that a lot of other martial artists, no matter it's jiu-jitsu, judo, aikido, will also tell you, if they're honest, most of these stuff, these wrist lock, these cool arm lock, this arm bar stuff, it's extremely hard to get working when the other person is someone you don't know. You don't know if they're left-handed, if they're right-handed, if they're going to kick you, if they're going to claw at you, right? If they're going to use their knee or elbow or their head. So for you to spot the moment where you can actually grab that hand and then get that into the right position, let me show you guys. So a very simple wrist lock is I grab the arm, I hook my arm behind the elbow, and I bend the wrist back. Okay, so this requires three steps. Grab the arm, elbow behind their elbow, and bend the wrist back. All it takes for them to mess this up is keep their arm straight, or turn their arm a little bit, or while I'm doing this, because it requires me to use both hands to hold onto them, their other hand come around and hit me and hit me. Huh? Any of that will mess up that beautiful arm lock, wrist lock I was going for. Huh? So this is not to say that it will never work. Of course, if you are a master, if you're a grandmaster in Aikido, then I'm pretty sure you can get it to work. You can probably unlock me even if I'm coming at you with a machine gun. But most of us are not that grandmaster, huh? And if you were, you probably wouldn't be watching this video. So it's okay to learn these techniques, but just know most of these will not work in a real confrontation. This is why you almost never see a wrist lock working in UFC. You almost never see this kind of unlock working in UFC. When do they get them to work in UFC? It's when they get their opponent on the ground, they have good control of the opponent, and then they go for the finisher because they need their opponent to tap out. Those are usually the only time when, unless you're Ronda Rousey, but no, not everyone's Ronda Rousey. So there again, she's very good at what she does. If she tell me she can get a wrist lock to work, I totally would believe that. But again, like I said, not everyone is Ronda Rousey. So how do we break the arm without resorting to these fancy Aikido, Jiu-Jitsu, Ninjutsu, arm lock, wrist lock? Let me show you guys. If I can get a hold of the person's finger, no matter if they're punching, slapping, grabbing from the side, uh, whatever they're doing, if any time during the confrontation I can get a hold of the finger, okay, the hand, the finger, there are several ways to break their finger, and they are not going to want to continue the fight after their finger get broken. Right? One is if I can catch their hand like this, catching from the back. Right? One hand cupping the back of the hand. My other hand will insert itself between their fingers and the thumb, grabbing the thumb and bend it back towards them as hard as I can. Okay? That is number one. Number two, if I get a hold of the hand, I'm going to grab one finger in each hand, usually the pointer finger and the pinky finger, spread them apart, and snap this down. Snap this down. I don't care how strong you are. This is just going to mess you up. Right? Why do we grab the pinky and the pointer finger rather than just like any old finger or all of them or whatever? Because human hands are usually quite strong. If you try to grab my finger and my fingers are bunched together, there's no way you're going to be able to uh, get my finger to bend back with any kind of success, especially when I'm full of adrenaline. But if you can separate my finger, if you can get my finger to not be together, then it becomes very easy. Huh? Then it becomes very easy. So, cupping the back of the hand, snap the thumb back, fish for the fingers, pinky, index, spread and snap down, break it. Okay, these are some of the easier. Okay, I'll show you a third one. A third one is if I can hook, if I can catch the person the bottom of the hand, so from the bottom of the wrist like this, from the pinky side, and I will just I don't care if what the person is doing. Okay, if the person is making a fist or if they have their hand bunched together. Okay, from once I catch the bottom of their hand, I'm going to take my free hand, boom. Okay, I'm going to hit it, open palm their finger. My palm against their finger, my palm is not going to lose. Okay, and since I'm holding on to the hand here, not going anywhere, right? So some people are saying, okay, so what if they're also pulling back, like trying to hit you, like your wrist lock? You know, if you say wrist lock don't work, then how can these work? Because they will be pulling back too. Simple. Because I don't need any kind of super accuracy for this to work. Right? You can pull back, you can be shaking your hand all over the place. I don't have to hold you still. I just need to know where my palm is going. I'm going to jam my palm into your finger as hard as I can. And once that break your posture, I'm going to fish for that index finger and snap it back. Right? Break the finger any way you can. So really, I mean, if a person is a threat, they got their two hands, their two legs. This is, of course, in situations where there's no weapon, no deadly weapon involved, of course. If there's a deadly weapon involved, then we are going to go for the head, go for the throat, go for those deadly, uh, more, uh, more damaging stuff. But if it's just a person who might be drunk and unreasonable, and okay, break the thumb, break the finger, break the finger. Those are just three of the many ways you can do this. Make them go away, right? Now, if we want to get a little bit more specific, a little bit more damaging, we can break the elbow joint. Right? Maybe not totally break it, but you can damage it enough so the person doesn't want to continue to use this arm. And how do you do this? Again, like I said, most of these arm lock by bending the arm behind and trying to jam it out like a chicken wing look good on the jiu-jitsu, Brazilian jiu-jitsu mat. In real life, it's really hard to get that to work. I'm not going to say it's impossible, but very difficult. Okay? So, if someone's assaulting me with this arm, hitting me or whatever, I'm not going to try to wrestle his arm. Right? The moment I catch a hold of it, I will come in and there's two moves. One, drop my elbow down on the inside of his elbow joint, on the inside, the soft side. And then I'm going to pull his arm straight and boom, hit the back side. Why do I hit the inside first? Some people say, no, when I see people do that, they grab the arm and hit the backside first. The reason you don't want to do that right away is when you factor in people's natural reaction. When you grab someone's arm, they will pull back. Okay? When you grab my arm, my natural instinct is to pull back, which means my elbow is bent. When my elbow is bent, my elbow is very solid. You don't want to meet my elbow with your elbow at this point. Uh, if you will turn it into a contest of who have harder elbow. Don't do that. Okay? So once you grab the person's arm, they start to pull back. This inside part of the elbow, this is totally vulnerable. Drop your elbow on it. That will make the arm go numb. Okay? Once it go numb, you pull it straight and hit it. Hit the backside with your elbow. So if two hit, once we grab the arm, we hit and hit. Okay? Hit the inside, hit the outside. Arm, bye bye. There are countless ways, literally countless ways to destroy someone's arm, hand, wrist without causing them life-threatening injuries. I've shown you guys before, I believe, the destroyer moves, which are extremely useful. Whatever they're hitting you with, their fist, their hand, interpose your elbow, meet them with your elbow. If they swing a fist at me, I bring my elbow up. I don't even want to swing my elbow. I just put my elbow in the way. Boom, fist meet elbow. No more fist, no more problem. neutralize the body part that is attacking you. And quite often, the conflict can be over without you having to end up fighting a very expensive court battle. Thank you for checking out today's Tactical Tuesday. If you like what you see here, please do check out the Johnny Tiger Experience podcast, which you can find on any podcast platform by just searching for Johnny Tiger Experience. And there you will get more martial art, fitness goodies, music, and all the stuff that you come to love on these daily videos. Thank you, and I'll be back tomorrow for Wisdom Wednesday.